Okay, here we have a 1978 or 79 Pioneer amplifier. Good old transistor job. I've had it some time and I'm just giving it a clean inside. It's actually from America originally, which explains that 120 volt input. It's got a selector on the back to select 240 volts, and it did have, in fact, if you look at the wire, you can see the actual plug. Oh, the plug has got a third wire coming out, an earth wire, and that connects onto the back of the earth connection where you would normally connect the ground from an external record deck. So I thought I'd better make it a bit safe. I'm going to solder the earth onto when we get a full 3-core cable in. So I'll sort out the cable and we'll get that fitted. And then the next job is to mix modern technology with old. I've got a little Bluetooth module somewhere on the bench behind there, and I'm going to wire it in to the amplifier and connect it up to the auxiliary input, and we'll be able to play music via Bluetooth devices as well, which be nice. Get the old mains cord out, 2-core cable, which is more like speaker cable. It is actually rated at, I don't know, I don't even know if it's rated at mains voltage looking at it. It must be. Anyway, we'll get that whipped out. Need to sort out a mains lead for it. I suppose I must have one somewhere kicking around that's suitable. An old vacuum cleaner cable or fan heater. Actually, mains. Tell you what I'll do. The computer mains cable. I've got hundreds of them. Right, I'll just go and find one. You see, computer power supply lead. That will do the job. Nice. I'll cut that off a reasonable distance there, and I can always reuse that for something else. Hate throwing things away. Right, I'll get this sorted and we'll get it connected up. On the first take I'd left the camera settings wrong, and it was recording fast motion video, so I'm stood there talking and it didn't record any sound at all, just took a few frames. Anyway, so as you can see, we've now got the new power cable in. Nice connection there on the live and the neutral, nice and tight. So if the cable does get pulled out, which it takes some doing, but anyway, the earth's got plenty of slack in it, so that'll stay nice and connected for longer. Okay, so I'm a lot happier now because the unit's earthed properly through a nice plug and a nice moulded plug now as well, and with a fitted 5 amp fuse, which will do just nicely. Okay, right, so now to the real job of fitting my Bluetooth module. And this is the Bluetooth module. It's about £4 something from eBay. I've got one. I bought 2 of them. One's fitted in the car radio, which now successfully works, so I can listen to music on the way to work and back from my phone, which makes it a lot easier because I've got lots of music on there now. So let's see if we can find somewhere for this to go. Auxiliary in, which is what I'm going to connect it to, because that'll accept a nice line level without having to do any adjusting or anything. Is at the back corner here, so chances are I'm not going to find the voltage I want on any of these boards. So what I was going to do is let's have a look. Power supply board's the other side there at the top, so what I'll do is I'll get a 7805 and I'll mount it. In fact, there's a nice mounting point there, look. there's an earth point there, or common earth, not earth, well, ground anyway. There's a nice common chassis ground there, so if I bolt the 7805 onto there, and it'll get a bit of heat sinking. It shouldn't need much, it doesn't draw much current, but just in case. And just following these here, the auxiliary, yeah, there's a nice little coaxial wire, double coax wire there, which goes, which goes to there, across to the other side here. Now, that's the actual input there and there. So I might do better to mount it over here. That's definitely the input. Let's just double check that yet, because I've got a phono next to it. The phono's the white coax, which goes to the filter there. I can't remember what it's called. It's an RAAA filter or something to set the levels right for the input. I thought it was tone control actually to start with, but no, it's a little stereo preamp there. Right, okay, so I might do better to put it here, and then I can find some voltage. There must be a supply rate voltage on here somewhere. Let's have a tap round with the meter. So we'll get it powered up now, it's safe, and we'll have a tap round and see if we can find a reasonable voltage to feed a 7805 with. Right, let's have a look around, see what we've got. We need a nice little voltage over here. Now, I know that some outputs on here. We've got a 13 volt output there, 13.08. Okay, we've got three 13.08s, 3 pins. Now those pins, those two are the same, and then we've got 23 volts on there. Ooh, 31 on there, 31 on there, minus 13, okay, so I've got a minus 13 for that. Ah, right, okay. Because we've got some for the radio, that 30 volts. Okay, so down at this end here, we've got a 13 volt supply just there where we need it. Okay, right, we're now on the other side, and we can see that the white pins, 19 and 20 of the two white wires on that have 13 volts on. 21 also has 13 volts on, but it's actually fed from this regulator here to a resistor, which is, can't see very well there. It's a low value one anyway. So it's probably there just for safety, so I won't feed it through that one, and then I'm not upsetting anything that draws current through that. Right, let's turn it back around and get the board sorted out. Okay, we're back in the workshop. I'm going to fit the module now, but I've got it's a completely shielded metal case. So I'm just going to pull the front off because I want to have a look and see what the bulbs are going to be, because I was thinking about replacing the bulbs with some nice LEDs, because it tends to smell a bit when it gets warm. Anyway, so we'll get the front off and we'll see what's inside. Okay, all the front's now ready to come off, all the bolts removed, and we've still got a nice, that glass could do with a clean. Give the front a good clean. I think it was like several layers of nicotine on there. This aluminium still needs a clean, but I've just done behind the glass. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put a bit of this brown wire and just tack it along the back edge here, and then when the front's on, that acts as a little area, look, nip through there, and it'll be invisible when the front's on. Okay, I'll just do that. Okay, so we're going to put the board in here. We've got our 13 volts there. So I'm just going to make a little board with a 12 volt regulator, which can sit in here. Okay, so first of all, we'll mount this. It should go on there, okay. Should be enough room to mount that in there nicely. Well, you have to laugh at that. I've got a handful of small spanners off me rack, and not one of them fit that nut. Right, well, we've got it all connected up. Now I actually need to test it now, which is a bit awkward because the Bluetooth's on my phone, which is what I'm using to record on. So what I'll do is I'll connect it up and give it a try. And then when I start, I'll set some music playing and go back to camera then. Okay. Oh, okay, right. Well, it works, but apparently I can't listen to music while filming at the same time. So it looks good. Seems to be okay, so we'll get it back together and we'll see what it sounds like. Okay, so we're got the amplifier back in its home, and we'll just turn it on. There you go, Pioneer connected as audio. Okay, let's go back to the music.